How can you instantly tell that a person is intelligent? Ask good questions. Admit when they don't know something. Don't believe things just because they're believed by most. Edit. This does not qualify all intelligent people. This is not in support of flat earthers. When I admit I don't know something, most people just treat me like an idiot. People too often misinterpret ignorance for lack of intelligence. I'm completely ignorant about what's going on with the Kardashians this week, but I hope that doesn't make me less intelligent. When the person can see one situation from many angles and judge what's right, acceptable and what's not. In a few words, when the person isn't limited to one point of view. My dad is like this. Grew up in a third world country, dirt poor and couldn't afford to go to high school very long. But he's a walking calculator. He can figure out any brain teaser you throw at him in seconds. He can visualize and problem-solve things that leave everyone else totally stumped. If he was born into a better situation, I have no doubt he could have been incredibly successful. But where he's from, there's no time to dream, monsieur. It was all about survival. Stuff like this always makes me think. Like how many Einsteins are out there or have been missed simply because they were born in circumstances that wouldn't let them reach their potential. They can entertain a thought without accepting it, not really a huge indicator of intelligence. But it rules them out of what's probably the bottom 30% of people who can't understand the difference between understanding someone's view without automatically accepting it. Empathy is not endorsement, Dylan Marin, when they are willing to listen and are open to being proven wrong. Also, they don't see being proven wrong as a bad thing. So often you see people cling to something after being proven wrong as if it's a personal insult to the monsieur. Or people who say, scientists are always wrong, like being proven wrong is bad. We just learned something new, it's not bad. Mog smartest intra. Mog use pointy rock better than round rock for smashing hill tribes. Me think if have pointy rock me become smartest. Me take pointy rock, hit Mog in head. Mog head hold lot of red water. Now tribe think me smartest. And we're so proud of you. They curious instead of mental. People who are willing to change their opinion based on new information, evidence. Don't feel instantly attacked when you respectfully disagree, are open to talk things through, can admit it when they've made a mistake. When you confide in a person like that, they will likely not jump to a conclusion. They'll ask you more information, try to stay neutral and helpful. It's just like to say there is nothing worse than when someone feels attacked just because I want facts, proof, or to just talk through whatever theory they got. I feel like my soul dies a little every time I have to flatly buy into whatever they are selling, just to keep the peace. You can tell the reverse immediately when they say, I'm really smart, so I understand that this is a meme and that a lot of less than intelligent people claim to be smart. But intelligent people, I am certain, understand that they are intelligent and are not so dumb as to hide it. E.g., I bet that Einstein knew that he was smart and was unafraid to admit it in appropriate social circles. Bertrand Russell, Stephen Hawking, and OMG Richard Feynman. These are all acknowledged geniuses that did not hide their unique intelligence. It's more like you don't have to tell people you're intelligent when you really are. They'll figure it out on their own. You can't. A sense of sophisticated humor is many times an indication though. I rely on this too. Even if it's goofy humor, it just indicates a different way of interacting with the world that I see as a sign of intelligence. Like a willingness and base ability to translate experience into something pleasurable, IDK. If they have a top hat and a monocle, you're thinking of peanuts. That legume is both classy and intelligent. There's no instantaneous way to know. You can't tell at a glance. There's no visual knowledge that guarantees this. The only way to know someone is intelligent is to talk to the monsieur. And even then, intelligent and informed are different things. Plenty of intelligent people don't know certain things. You can be the smartest person in the world, and know nothing about theoretical physics, or the Epic of Gilgamesh. The best way, in my experience, to tell if someone is intelligent is to give them a lot of information, and to see how they put it together. Smart people tend to take information, and try and come up with new ideas. Edit. Had to add an if. It irks me to no end to see endless threads of, you can tell if someone's smart by how they react to other opinions. There's some truth in that. But plenty of very smart people are stubborn idiots when it comes to that stuff. My brother, who got his IQ tested at 2 because he was so insanely adept, will shut down any attempt at debate by calling the opposing side idiots. He's 28 going on 3. I love him, but I hate getting into anything even remotely political because he's so intensely opinionated and no one else is allowed to be correct. That doesn't mean he's any less of an actual genius. Honestly, if it was that easy, we wouldn't have anyone asking. Being smart, intelligent, even a genius isn't a magic button, either. You can be the best at something, but you're never the best at everything. I find that being able to look further than their own immediate concerns is a good indicator. For example, they work in Department A but are able to see the evolution governing Departments B and C and understand why those may have an effect on Department A. The dumb one are those screaming their head off, not understanding why someone has to be laid off. Why the intelligent ones can see the overhead and factors deciding this. Not saying they then like this fact, but you can have a decent conversation with them about it. If they tell you constantly what a stable genius they are, I'd say well-rounded. The smartest people I know will blow you away in pretty much every area they're familiar with. It's a lot different than, say, someone who is about averagely intelligent but they focus on a single area. Some people just do nearly everything they try really well. I'd also say that athletes and musicians are usually smarter than people give them credit for. The dedication it takes to hone your body or a skill to any degree implies a drive and work ethic. That probably spills into other areas of life as well. I remember seeing Dave Mustaine on Celebrity Jeopardy and he just blew the other contestants away. I mean, they were celebrities too, and the questions are made for them. But it wasn't even close. And I remember being impressed at his knowledge. As someone who had gotten kicked out of Metallica, doing too many drugs and partying too hard. When they can explain something past my knowledge in terms that I understand. Often by the choices they make in life and their ability to problem solve. And by the choices they make in life, well, instantly disqualified. There is an analytical, focused look in their eyes that carries through their body language. Like a cat or hawk. He quit *********. I can't believe you've done this. Instead of saying how weird, bad, dumb or stupid something is, they say, that's interesting. That's interesting. Well, you sir, your name is interesting. They're probably depressed. Ecclesiastes 1:18. My mum keeps quoting Oscar Wilde, it's better to stay silent and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. I think intelligence doesn't have to be knowing a lot but rather knowing when to speak and only speak when you have something valuable to say and not because you can. If a person is open-minded, curious, doesn't look down at their inferiors, well, I'm fucked. People have different kinds of intellect, most of them aren't immediately obvious. The most obvious one is social, emotional intellect because they will be extremely talented at communicating and relating to you in conversation. I'm glad I found this comment, because I was beginning to fear that I was the only one that thought this. Everybody is good at something. Somebody else mentioned that good social skills is a good indicator of intelligence. Yet the stereotype for a nerd is someone who is socially inept. And everybody is good at something. You clearly haven't met many people. This'll probably get buried, but the way people speak is sometimes representative. being able to effectively explain complex thoughts, feelings, observations, etc. through speech, I think, requires a certain grasp of language that only an intelligent person could possess. You can't detect them easily, they judge in silence, their zipper is up. But what if they're upside down? This man has 2000 IQ. To me, intelligence is much more about inquisitiveness, thoughtfulness and open-mindedness than it is about how much they know. I'm in academia and I can tell you from experience that some of the dumbest, most ignorant people I've ever met have been celebrated scholars with multiple college degrees and publications out the asterisk. No such thing as instant. The way they look with their eyes and their facial expression can give you an idea. But to be sure, you need to listen to them have a conversation with you or another person. Then, based on the topics they discuss, the way they approach an argument, how much they really understand of what is being said to them, etc., you can get a more solid estimate of intelligence. To truly have an accurate assessment, you need to know them and interact with them for at least a few days, because sometimes people just get off the wrong side of the bed and may not be themselves. Edit. English. Some people can be extremely intelligent but suck at conversations. While I am not trying to hate the comments here, but most people's answers fall under certain types of personality traits. While some of these traits are known to overlap with intelligence, just the concept of intelligence is not a singular construct you can measure within a minute of just spending time with a person. I find it funny that just a couple of comments try to say that most people just think of things. What makes them think? What makes a person intelligent? Which is pretty subjective and shows what that person sees as intelligent. So this Askreddit question is not about how to spot intelligence, but more about what is intelligence to the people answering. Pay attention to how much consideration and thought they put into their words. Even simple questions will cause a moment's hesitation. They want to ensure they understand the question and think about what their answer will be before they say anything. No, Feynman, for instance, would not hesitate to answer a question. He would immediately tell you his opinion. A tendency to answer too fast is not a sign of low intelligence. I have no idea. I am not that smart. If they have either Jimmy or Neutron in their NAMR, but negated if they host a talk show. Ugh. The Pretty Late Show with Neutron is so boring. If they are good at speaking or they use proper grammar, well, I guess we figured out which side of the spectrum you are. The way a person talks or forms certain words. It's hard to explain, and I know I'm not doing it justice. I'm not talking about vocabulary, but there are certain speech patterns, enunciation, lisps, inflections that say high intellect, ITT, broad generalizations, and everyone going out of their way to describe behaviors that they value positively over those that they view negatively. A healthy dose of skepticism, an unwillingness to accept ideas without evidence. At the same time, the ability to entertain that idea in a way that the evidence has meaning. They watch Rick and Morty. The ability to self-critique. They are the ones keeping their mouths shut and not offering an opinion until they have the facts. You can't listen if your mouth is moving. I mean, usually they'll tell you their IQ up front, right? Usually a conversation about something touchy. But it remains a friendly conversation and doesn't evolve into an argument. The Fedora hummus intellectually superior don only the finest trilby caps. When they are open to debate and discussion and are accepting of when they are wrong. Someone who always keeps their cool. Always speaks calmly in high stress or negative situations. Never sweating the small stuff. There is a saying that goes, people who know the least, knows it the loudest. The opposite is also true. Look for that, when you correct them on something and they go, oh yeah, my bad. I was wrong, or some variant. They have a good amount of patience. If you ask them something, intelligent people will admit if they don't know the answer. If they frequently use analogies to explain something hard to explain, understand. When they solve a never-solved-before maths problem at the age of 5. To start with, I want to say intelligence is subjective, but here is my opinion. I'm surrounded at work by intelligent people. For me, it's the rate at which they understand foreign and complex problems. They live their lives understanding most things faster. I don't think it's possible to learn this. The faster rate of understanding helps them get ahead of the average pace of information coming to the monsieur. This average pace is the speed at which most people are meant to consume information that is being given to us. This can be from the set, from the TV, a classroom teacher, or someone talking to you. Fundamentally, there is a basic speed at which most people are meant to understand things. Intelligent people understand the concept you are explaining to them faster. They have more time to mull over what you said internally before moving to the next concept you are explaining in conversation. That extra time to mull over is the key to their intelligence, in my opinion. Experiencing everything like this has a compounding effect. I think the above idea creates almost an archetype of person, or at least gives some common characteristics. They always seem to ask deeper, more meaningful questions. When talking to peers about problems, they will cut out the mundane. They will even skip answers. They will skip straight to the problems with their different answers. They are good at risk assessment. They are the type of people who will pick holes in your answers. Not out of spite, but just in case you haven't looked at everything from all of the angles. They are better at ordering their thoughts when completing tasks, doing the right thing at the right time, making the next task easier. When thinking of solutions to problems, they will roughly understand that it's feasible. They won't think too deeply on any specific part, until it's time to do it. I'm surprised by their intelligence almost every day. I could probably think of a lot more, but I'm super sleepy. I'm lucky to be around them, even if I can't do what they can. My dad always said being smart isn't knowing the answers, it's knowing where to get the answers. Vocabulary correlates with intelligence. Just listen to them talk, by the amount of viewpoints they can understand. Of course, intelligence is nothing without wisdom, monsieur. The smartest guy in the world may as well be the junkie hobo down the street because he never put his mind to the right things. Not interested in gossip and listens more than speaks. Listen to the kinds of questions they ask about things they don't know about. You'll learn much more about a person's intelligence from the way they respond to what they don't know than the way they respond to what they do know. They hire the best people they wear their underpants outside their trousers.